She was once known around the world as the Hiccup Girl, a teenager from Florida who couldn't stop hiccuping, a strange, harmless condition that made her a viral sensation. But just a few short years later, her name would return to headlines for a far darker reason. Jennifer Mee wasn't famous for her hiccups anymore. She was infamous for murder. This is the story of how a young woman's moment of fame spiraled into tragedy, and how one night in St. Petersburg would change multiple lives forever. In 2007, 15-year-old Jennifer Mee became a national curiosity. She developed a case of unstoppable hiccups more than 50 times a minute. TV crews came knocking, talk shows invited her on, and the world was fascinated. To many, she was just another quirky human interest story. A sweet, shy teenager struggling with something odd but harmless. But behind the smiles and the interviews, Jennifer's life wasn't as light-hearted as the headlines made it seem. She grew up in a working-class household and often clashed with family members. By her late teens, Jennifer had dropped out of school, moved out, and was drifting between jobs, friends, and boyfriends, searching for something or someone to give her life direction. By 2010, Jennifer was living with two men in St. Petersburg, Florida, Larren Rayford and Lamont Newton. The trio hung out in a small apartment, often broke and restless. Jennifer began chatting with people online, sometimes arranging small-time meetups and hustles to make money. That's when she met Shannon Griffin, a 22-year-old man just trying to get by. He thought he was meeting Jennifer for something innocent. Maybe a date. Maybe to buy a little weed. But what he didn't know was that he was being lured into a trap. According to prosecutors, Jennifer acted as the bait. She texted Griffin and agreed to meet him late one night near a dark alley on 7th Street North. Waiting in the shadows were her two roommates, Rayford and Newton. Their plan, prosecutors said, was simple: rob the man and split the money. But things didn't go as planned. It was late. The street was quiet. Shannon Griffin met Jennifer at the arranged spot. Within moments, the two men appeared. What happened next turned a petty robbery into a deadly crime. Witnesses reported hearing gunshots echo through the night. When the chaos ended, Shannon Griffin lay on the ground, fatally shot. The trio fled back to their apartment. According to a former roommate, Jennifer ran in first, panicked, breathless, and terrified. She said she'd heard shots. Moments later, Rayford came in, shaken and angry. Newton followed, saying someone had been shot. Not one of them, but the man they were supposed to rob. Police later found Griffin's wallet and personal belongings inside their apartment. Jennifer's fingerprints were discovered on his driver's license. When police arrested Jennifer Mee, she was confused and frightened. She hadn't pulled the trigger, that much was true. But under Florida's felony murder law, anyone who participates in a felony that leads to someone's death can be charged with murder, even if they never fired a weapon. During her time in jail, Jennifer made a phone call to her mother that would later become a key piece of evidence. In a shaky voice, she said the words prosecutors would never let the jury forget. "Because I set everything up, Mom. It all went wrong." To the state, that call was a confession. To the defense, it was the cry of a scared young woman who didn't fully understand what was happening. 3 years later, in a packed courtroom in Largo, Florida, Jennifer Mee stood trial for first-degree murder. Prosecutors didn't portray her as a cold-blooded killer. Instead, they called her the bait, the one who lured Shannon Griffin into the deadly setup. The defense argued she was naive and manipulated by her older roommates, that she never intended for anyone to be hurt, let alone killed. But the law was clear. If you help plan a robbery and someone dies during it, you share full responsibility for that death. After 4 hours of deliberation, the jury returned. The courtroom fell silent as the verdict was read: guilty of first-degree murder. Some jurors wept. Jennifer cried too, her body shaking as the judge handed down the only sentence allowed by law: life in prison without the possibility of parole. Outside the courtroom, the victim's family felt a mix of relief and sorrow. Doug Bolden, Shannon Griffin's cousin, said it best: "It's a victory, but there are no winners." Jennifer's co-defendants faced similar fates. Larren Rayford was convicted and sentenced to life. Lamont Newton awaited trial. As for Jennifer, the girl once known for a quirky medical condition, she would spend the rest of her life behind bars. Her brief fame now a haunting memory of what could have been. Her story serves as a tragic reminder of how quickly choices and the people we surround ourselves with can shape our destiny. From viral fame to a lifetime sentence, Jennifer Mee's story is one of the most haunting transformations in modern true crime. What do you think? Was justice served? Or was Jennifer a lost young woman caught in something she never truly understood? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this story compelling, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell, so you don't miss the next deep dive into the world of true crime and human psychology. If this story got you saying, "Get the F out of here," hit that subscribe button for more.